What do you make of the fact you're not getting anything extra anymore to own emerging markets high-yield debt? Does this signal a relative value trade in going into the U.S. and leaving emerging markets?
No, I don't think so. Of course, my focus is mainly equities, and there's no doubt that emerging market debt has performed very well. And one of the interesting things about the big correction that we had in equities a couple of weeks ago, over a couple of weeks, 10% drop in the US, 10% drop in EM, was how relatively well most other asset classes held in. And that includes, of course, high-yield debt in the US. It also includes emerging market debt. Now, we think because of strong fundamentals in EM that some of the local currency debt markets are still quite interesting, but in generally, focusing a bit more on my own focus, equities here, we certainly think there's more upside to come.
Said, you actually posted a return of 40% in one of your funds on an emerging markets bet. And I'm wondering, first of all, what were the best performers in there? Sort of what drove those returns? And how have you recalibrated your ideas based on what we've seen and the relative value trade that seems to be moving away from emerging markets?
Well, I think that emerging markets have went through a period of weakness for about 5 years until February 2016, when the Chinese devaluation worries peaked. And since then, while you've had some interregnums, some interruptions due to, Brexit, Trump election, various things, in general, emerging markets have been performing well. They've been getting large flows in. As their currencies have strengthened, their inflation rates have been dropping, which has let them cut rates in many countries in Latin America, Russia. We come up with a list of places where they're doing that. And there's also been some reforms in some countries, some move away from leftist towards governments to more conservative governments. So in general, you're getting flows into EM. The weak dollar is going to help that. And you're getting.
So you think that the dollar is going to continue to weaken?
I think the dollar probably keeps weakening against G10 currencies, because you've got a monetary convergence trade going on where other currencies are going to catch up, a year or two from now to U.S. rate hikes a bit.